Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I want to ask you a question because I heard this many times, but do you remember who was called the Butcher of Beirut? 1982? Remember? Well, I think it was then the defense minister of Israel, a guy called Ariel Sharon. Remember the guy? Okay, well, what happened? Well, we might have a Sabra-Shatila massacre again in Gaza. Gaza City is surrounded by Israeli army. Now, if you're familiar with what happened in Beirut in 1982 in the camp of Sabra-Shatila, I will refresh your memory if you don't know, okay? But let's look at the first article here, which comes from Ukrainska Pravda. Israeli army surrounds Gaza City. I'm going to show you a map where Gaza City is. I'm going to discuss this article. I'm going to discuss the massacre in Beirut in 1982. And I'm going to show you some maps. Okay? Okay? Okay. Now let's go first to Gaza City map. Let's see if this is the one. Yeah. All right. So this is Gaza. Here on the right of the picture, lower right, you have Israel, and they show you the little rectangular where this is right here. So Gaza is right here in the north part of Gaza Strip. Here is Egypt in the south, southwest, let's put it this way, northeast Gaza. So this is surrounded, according to this one, Ukrainska Pravda, all right? So Israel army surrounds Gaza City. Now let's see what is the Beirut massacre. All right, so Sabra-Shatila. I'm not going to use Associated Press because these guys are liars sometimes. Like, anyway. Palestinians commemorate horrific 1982 massacre in Beirut. What I want to say in this one is, right here, you see? Where is it? Let me find it. Right there. Ariel Sharon was Israel defense minister at the time of the massacre, and in 1983 he was criticized by an inquiry commission that found himself indirectly responsible for the massacre of hundreds of Palestinian refugees, as well as some Lebanese by Lebanese forces militiamen. Now, that's why this is the Associated Press. Right? You see over there, Associated Press. They found it, indirectly responsible, but in the folklore of some Palestinians, Lebanese, and others, Ariel Sharon is called, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Now, let's go to another article coming from Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera was with good intentions at the beginning. Right now, I think it's owned by someone else, so it's not independent. Sabra-Shatila massacre. What happened in Lebanon in 1982? Israeli-backed Phalange militia killed between 2,000 and 3,500 Palestinian refugees and Lebanese civilians in 2 days. All right, so here it is. You can look it up, and what I'm going to say here is just between September 16 and 18, 1982, the refugees now living in Shatila and Sabra, along with Lebanese civilians, were attacked by a right-wing Lebanese militia in coordination with the Israeli army between 2000 and 3005. So you can look down here and find out how this happened. 2 weeks later, the Israeli military besieged Sabra-Shatila and provided cover for their allies, a right-wing Lebanese militia called Phalange, to carry out the mass killing. The killing continued for 43 hours from 6 p.m. on Thursday, 16 September, until 1 p.m. on Saturday, 18 of September. Who stopped them, if it's so clear when you started and when we stopped? All right, now you're going to see what's going on here. I'm going to go to the initial article because I hope this will not happen here as it happened here. This is the map? No, this is the map. Right there. I hope it doesn't happen like it happened here in the Sabra-Shatila refugee camp. Okay? The Israel Defense Forces are operating inside the city of Gaza. They are surrounding it from several directions. And I'm quoting, by Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi. We have advanced another significant stage in the war. The forces are in the heart of northern Gaza, operating in Gaza City, surrounding it, and deepening the ground offensive and achievements. The forces are fighting in a dense and complex urban area that requires professional combat and courage. Did you thank the American troops being involved or no? Or they're not? They just point out where the Hamas are, supposedly. According to Halevi, Israeli troops are engaged in close combat. Their actions are supported by accurate intelligence, as well as air and sea fire. The air fire and sea fire is so accurate that only kills the Hamas, okay? The chief of staff stressed that the IDF has a huge advantage, no shit. Although less than half of the armed forces of Israel are involved in the operation in Gaza, the rest of the army is on alert if there is a need to attack on other fronts. And in the meantime, Americans keep everybody else at bay if they think they have some bad intentions. At the same time, Halevi said that the ground operation in Gaza has already claimed the lives of 18 Israeli soldiers. Okay, how many civilians died? Palestinians? They said about 9,000. These were the last figures today as of November 2nd. But hey, 18 Israeli soldiers died. As bad as that is, that goes back decades. So my friends, here it is. I hope Israel surrounding it is not going to pull a 1982 massacre on Beirut refugee camp, right? Shatila and Sabra. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.